Many have paid prices of different magnitudes as far as the ugly side of the war in southern Cameroon's Ambazonia is concerned. No matter the quality and quantity of victims of the war, unless the root causes of the conflict are addressed, no matter what an individual or a group of people goes through, it cannot restore peace. The Fon of Bambalang, His Royal Highness Yakum Kelvin II, talking after spending 18 months in the bushes in captivity in the hands of the marine forces of Bambalang, that his long stay in captivity is the price for peace to return to Ambazonia. Well, he just spent months in captivities and considers his prize the biggest. The question is, what of those who have lost their lives, either by defending their motherland Ambazonia or innocently, like journalists and yet and then so? Many have lost properties as well, some their sources of livelihood, and some in horrible living conditions in Nigeria and neighboring La Republic du Cameroon. Worst of all, others have lost their lives. All these fails to bring back peace to Ambazonia. Well, before we go into what he had to say in full detail, this is where we will begin the full briefing of Under tonight. How are you doing, sir?
Very well, Onyi. Good evening, Ambazonians. The restoration of the statehood of former British Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia is the sole move that brings back lasting peace to Ambazonia. Though the Fon of Bambalang has beaten the record of the long-stayed person in captivity after being kidnapped, it is not the solution to the Ambazonian struggle. The Fon Yakum Kelvin II of Bambalang has regained his freedom after spending 18 months in the hands of the marine forces of Bambalang. The Fon's outing after his release was at the welcome reserved for him at the Colonial Northwest Regional Assembly on Friday, June 4, 2023.
Well, in his address to other Fons and those who came out to welcome him, Fon Yakum Kelvin II said his long stay in the bush is a price he had to pay and is a price for all the Fons. He says all the people of Ambazonia, and it marks the turning in the conflict, a price for peace to return to Ambazonia. At the time of his kidnap, Fon Kelvin was the president of the Colonial Northwest House of Chiefs and vice president of the Colonial Northwest Regional Assembly. Even though the Colonial La Republic du Cameroon's government is taking the glory for the release of the Fon, the release is masterminded by the Marine Forces of Bambalang, a group to sabotage the Ambazonian Restoration Forces and make money from ransom gotten from his kidnapped victims.
Well, the Marine Forces of Bambalang, who kidnapped the Fon of Bambalang, a lawyer to the Unity Warriors of Bui, in place by Yaoundé, by Ayabacho, Capo Daniel, and Chris Anno, not for the interest of Ambazonians, unfortunately.
For the armed forces, I go thank Minister of Defense and the collaborators and the population where they do work with them for get my release today. I thank them all. Message where I go give them for country people and say, I don't stay 1 year and a half for bush. I remember say me, I don't pay the price for all fund them for Northwest. I don't pay the price for all people for Northwest. And by so doing, I give them peace, peace, and peace. They make my release be a turning point for peace to come back for the Northwest.